Greetings, my fellow eagles and the entire world listening to me. It is a joy and an honor to speak to you once again. Today, before I go on with my presentation, I would like to pause here and acknowledge the presence of my departed wife, my spiritual partner, our co-founder in the spiritual world, her presence amongst us here as people of the mind and the believers of universal truths or universal laws. We know that the transition of a person from the physical world into the non-physical world does not end or does not signify the end of life. So our co-founder is still with us here. And she is leading, guiding, and directing every one of us, speaking to us, even through me, as she has always done when she was here with us in the body. So now I will proceed to give my presentation. And today I'm going to speak to you on a very important topic, which is emotions. Every one of us knows that we have the emotions. Every human being has emotions, both positive and negative. But we don't normally consciously think and try to understand how this emotions comes about. But if you look at every human being, if you look at our lives, the non-physical or unseen things that we feel within our bodies are the things that controls us. Everything that we see doesn't control us, but it is what we feel, and these are the emotions. And so every human being has a mind. And since every human being has a mind, the business of the mind is to generate thoughts. And then when we generate thoughts, the thoughts brings about emotions, either positive or negative. We feel it. We feel the emotions. And so emotions are part of our lives. They're an integral part of our lives. And how do we look at emotions? And how do we address it? Mostly we talk about negative emotions, but we don't even talk about the positive ones because they are natural to us. And so today I'm going to present to you first who you are as a human being and how your operations and relations to the thoughts that you generate about things around you and the work of the law of attractions works. But today I'm not even going to dwell upon the law of attractions, but I'm going to dwell upon the makeup of a human being that we call you or me or anyone. And so every human being has two parts. You live in two worlds. You have your physical part and you have your non-physical part. But you are the same thing. It is the same energy. It is the same presence or spirit that is working in all sides. And so every human being is an individualization of the spirit of God or energy of God into a human being in the physical world. And this is the part of us that we call the soul, or if you want, God. God individualized himself into you and I. And so over here on earth here, we are only, expressing a fraction of God's presence or spirit through this physical apparatus. And whilst you are here, the arrangement is that you will still have the connection with God or your soul, such that whatever you'll be doing, your soul becomes the source of everything that you will do, everything that you will need in life. And so God is your source. God is soul. And that aspect of you is your source. And it is upon this foundation that you get your personality and your whole body that forms your physical part. Now, the nature of God, the nature of your soul, or the soul, the oversoul, which we call God, is positive, pure, holy. In the religious terms, we say holy. And so God has no concept of negative thoughts. God does not look at anything in a negative form. And since the greater part of you, which is hidden, and that is your soul, is God, anything that you see around you, whether it is your brother or sister, your friend, your wife, your husband who is doing something, and you think about it in a negative way, then you disagree with God about that particular thing. And that is where the emotions comes in. And so every human being, your soul generates thoughts, but it's only in the positive way. And your personality, you are in the physical form in this body. That fraction of you also generates thoughts based on what you are seeing, feeling, tasting, using your five senses. And the understanding and the knowledge is that whilst you are on earth here, you always think along the lines of the thoughts of God or your soul. And so when these two parts of you are in agreement over any topic, then what you feel as emotion is an indication to you that you are in tune with your greater self. You are in tune with God in you, or the greater part of you. So that is emotion, that positive emotion such as love, joy, happiness, all these things. Anyone that whenever you get to this state, then you know you are in tune, you are in alignment with your own self about any particular topic. That is how positive emotion comes about. And then negative emotion comes when there is a disagreement, there is misalignment. So when your brother says something, your sister says something, and you look at what the person has said in a negative way, your perception, your concept about that person at that time disagree, or it's not in alignment, or it's not in alignment with that of your soul, God. And since you are no more having the direct contact with the source, the rock upon which your physical part is built upon, you feel the pain. And so the negative emotions such as anger, worry, fear, all these things are indication to every human being that you are moving away from the base or the rock, the source upon which you operate. That means your physical nature or your physical nature is not in alignment with your non-physical nature. That means you do not have any support. It's just like a child and a parent that have gone to the market or the shopping center. Whenever the child wanders away and cannot more find the parents, what comes about? Perplexity, worry, fear. The child no longer has the protection that the parents provides. And it is the same thing with you and I. Whenever we go away from our true self in thinking, in the thoughts that we generate, and the thoughts disagree with the thoughts of our soul or God on any subject, then we feel the pain as negative emotion. And so that is how positive and negative emotion comes about. Every human being, this is how you operate. And this cannot be solved. This cannot be taken care of by taking pills or whatever. Even if you pray, prayer doesn't normally solve it. But one thing about prayer is that when you are really in the right frame of praying mode. It takes your mind away from the problem. So if you are praying and you are not talking about the problem, it gives you a sense of relief, and that brings you closer to yourself. So in the Christian religion, we have what we call to have personal relationship with God. And that is what I'm talking about. To have personal relationship with God is to be in tune with your greater self, that part of you, the breath of life, the God that individual himself into you, to be in agreement with him in thought about anything. And when you have that, you see that even things that everyone is talking about is to be fearful or to be this and that, you are at peace with it. You find peace with everything. And when you find peace with everything, that means you are walking in the light, or you are walking in alignment with your pure self, the God in you, the God that made him, turned himself into you. And so your emotions plays a very important role in your life, and that is to serve as an indication. Your emotion is an indication as to whether you are having a closer relationship with yourself or God in you, or you are moving away from God in you. And so when you feel perplexed, when you feel worried, when any condition that comes and you are unable to look at it from the eyes or through the eyes of God, that is looking at it from the positive side, but you look at it from the negative side, what comes upon you is fear and worry. And these are the pain that you feel for separating, so to speak. You don't separate from God, but permit me to use the word separate here. Your negative emotion, the thoughts that you generate about anything, and when you feel the negative emotion, it's an indication that you are moving away from the God that you are made of. Therefore, you no longer have a protection. And the only way you can do, or you can correct this, is to find something that is more positive, something that will bring you relief. Even if you are angry, and you can get something that will reduce your anger to maybe just simple upset, then you move from one level to the other. So by the time you realize you've brought yourself back in alignment with who you really are. Any person that is in line or in alignment with his true self, that person is considered as grounded. This is the person of power. The demonstration of negative emotions is not for any other purpose in your life than to warn you that whatever you are feeling is an indication that you are losing contact with the source from which you came from. And therefore, you need to turn, and that is to look at everything from the positive side. And I love the statement of St. Paul in the Bible that so far as it depends on you, be at peace with all men. And now we even expand it that so far as it depends on you, be at peace with every situation in your life. Whatever situation that you are going through, whatever thing that you are fearing, if you can turn it the other way and love that thing, be at peace with that thing, and know that there is a presence in you that knows everything and has the power to do everything, and just have that positive and positive mind and thinking in the positive and living in that direction, God in you will rise through you, and he will move you to do greater and wonderful things. And so that is the first session of our series on emotions. Once again, before I sign off, what I want to remind you and put it in your mind that your negative emotions are not anything caused by a devil or any other thing, but they are as a result of you having disagreement in thoughts with who you really are in the non-physical. And when you bring yourself together with that greater part of you, you gain power, and you are able to walk over every life situation. Even when everything is going on wrong, you are able to smile and say, "It is well." And so let us be intelligent. Let us wake up and walk with wisdom. Negative emotions has value to you, and the value to you is that it is a warning. Just as you don't ignore the indicator or the light on your dashboard when you are driving that your gas tank is getting empty, but you find a place to fill the tank. In the same way, anytime you feel any negative emotion, it is a warning to you that you are moving away from your greater part. You are moving away from God in you, or God, or your soul. And your only preoccupation, your only duty in this case is to think of something, not on the same topic, a different topic that will bring you joy or relief. And as you work yourself back, you see that you gain happiness, you gain joy. And that is when you say you are living as a complete and a true human being, as a child of God, having a personal relationship with God. That is my presentation or my message for you today. And so I'm going to sign off here. As you listen to me, if you have any question, if you have any question that you have about emotions, feel free. If you are part of Eagle Mentality Group, you can put your question on the platform or send it to me personally, and I'll respond to you. If you're not part of Eagle Mentality Group and you feel what I'm saying is beneficial and you want to know more, please feel free and contact us on the email at the end, at the email address provided at the end of this short video, or make a note on our YouTube channel and we will respond to you over there. So thank you very much, and continue to live as an intelligent and a wise being, such that you'll be in tune, you'll be one with God. When you are one with God, you have power and dominion over all things. Thank you, and God bless you.